Hello. As sentence is one of the main and important chapters of English grammar, so I am starting this course with the chapter The Sentence in section 3. Unless and until we are learning about sentence, we won't be able to express or convey our messages correctly for our purposes. Before we proceed to the classification and explanation part of sentences, I will tell you what a sentence really means. A sentence is simply defined as a group of words or a word which makes a complete sense and expresses a clear meaning is called a sentence. Essentially, a sentence must have a few characteristics, and these are: number 1, the words of a sentence should be placed in order. It means in an appropriate or correct order to make a complete sense of what a person really means to say. Secondly, a sentence has to begin with a capital letter, that is, the first letter of the word a sentence is beginning with should be capital letter. Next, while writing, every sentence should have a sign or a mark at the end, and this sign or mark should be as per the content, message, and purpose of the sentence. These signs are named as full stop or period, question mark or interrogative sign, and an exclamatory sign or an exclamation, that is a remark expressing strong feelings, emotions, etc. Signs are shown here just for your information. Of course, these signs do not matter when we speak, which is generally expressed by changing our tone and voice in accordance with the purpose and the message we want to convey. Next, every sentence should have a subject and a verb. Subject is the doer who does the action, and verb a word which expresses an action being done by the subject, or it expresses a state of being, that is a condition. Remember, without a subject and a verb, a sentence remains incomplete. Number 5, it's right to mention here that a sentence can be of one word or of two words or more. Just for example, go, eat, sleep, or work fast, do it, etc. all have a complete sense alone. A few examples of sentences are shown here to make you understand the difference between a complete sentence and an incomplete sentence. Here, in the sentences in column A and the sentences in column B, we see that the sentences in column A do not express a clear sense or do not express any meaning and thus do not satisfy the characteristics of a sentence. These are just a group of words. But the sentences in column B are complete, as these sentences express meanings, convey messages clearly, and thus satisfy all the characteristics that a sentence should possess. Here comes the classification of sentences. Sentences can be broadly classified in two types. Firstly, on the basis of the kinds of messages they convey and purposes they serve, that is function wise, and secondly on the basis of the structure of their clause, that is structure wise. So to describe sentences, number 1, function wise, sentences are divided into 5 kinds. It's important to tell you here that at some places and in some books you may find that the sentences are divided into 4 types, but it does not matter. It will not be incorrect even if you say or write it 4 types. However, I am going to tell you about the 5 kinds of sentences here, and they are: number 1, assertive sentence, also known as declarative sentence. Number 2, imperative sentence. Number 3, interrogative sentence. Number 4, optative sentence. And number 5, exclamatory sentence. Secondly, to describe sentences structure wise, there are 4 kinds of sentences. They are simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence, and compound complex sentence. These different kinds of sentences allow us to express ourselves clearly. And to communicate clearly, it is important to know the function of each type of sentence to make the right choice depending on one's purpose. I will explain to you all these sentences one by one in our coming sections.